The Vatican is one of the most sacred and secretive institutions on planet Earth. It has withstood wars, scandals, and even assassinations, but in Pope Francis's era, a new kind of enemy emerged, one that didn't use bombs or bullets. Activists, nation-states, and opportunists launched cyberattacks against the Holy See. Some did it for protest, others for power, but all of them left a trail and a message. In 2015, the iconic hacker group Anonymous launched an online onslaught called #OpVatican. They accused the Church of covering up child sexual abuse, spreading anti-LGBTQ+ beliefs, and corruption. The Vatican's main website went offline. No sermons, no news, nothing. It wasn't a hack to steal information. It was a disruption to shut things down. The attack didn't last long, but it made headlines around the world. It forced people to question how open and honest the Church really was and what role it should play in today's modern world. But #OpVatican was only the beginning. That same year, Pope Francis referred to the 1915 Armenian massacre as genocide. His statement angered the Turkish government, and shortly after, a Turkish hacker known as Ruda Yildiz struck. He brought down several Vatican websites, but not all hacks were about protest. Some were quieter, surgical, and a lot more dangerous. In 2020, cybersecurity analysts uncovered a shadow hacking campaign linked to the Chinese group Red Delta. Emails were arriving in Vatican inboxes, appearing legitimate and sometimes even signed by top church officials, but they weren't real. They were malware-laced spear phishing emails. The timing wasn't random. In 2018, the Vatican and Beijing had signed a historic agreement over how bishops are appointed in China, a major shift in a decades-long power struggle. That deal was set to expire in 2020. Seeking to strengthen its negotiating position, China launched the cyber attack to quietly gather intelligence on the Vatican strategy. Pope Francis said nothing about the hack. Not out of fear, but out of strategy. Escalating the issue risked everything. For him, the mission was clear: protect Chinese Catholics, even if it meant shaking hands with a government that stood against church values. In 2022, Pope Francis condemned Russia's invasion of Ukraine, calling out the cruelty of certain Russian ethnic groups. Days later, the Vatican's website went offline. No group claimed responsibility, but experts suspected pro-Russian hackers had launched a coordinated attack. Not every hack was about politics or power. Some were just strange. In 2018, a Belgian hacker named Inti de Kerkelaer found a weak spot in the Vatican News website. He didn't steal secrets. He didn't crash any systems. Instead, he made the site say something absurd. God is an onion. The prank was harmless, but the implications weren't. If a lone hacker could twist the Vatican's message into something as ridiculous as God is an onion, imagine what someone with a darker agenda could do with a keyboard. When Pope Francis passed away in April 2025, the world mourned. Some hackers saw an opportunity. The digital tributes came fast, but many weren't real. AI-generated videos with cloned voices began spreading across social media. Some showed the Pope giving his final blessing. Others asked the faithful to donate to mysterious memorial funds. They weren't tributes, they were traps. The Vatican scrambled to issue emergency warnings, but it was already too late. Scammers had hijacked a moment of global sorrow and turned it into a tool for fraud. In a matter of hours, grief became currency, and faith a target. From politically motivated attacks to bizarre pranks and phishing scams, the Vatican became an unlikely cyber target during Pope Francis's reign. Each hack was different, but they all shared a message. Not even the most sacred institutions are safe in the digital age. Everyone is fair game.